Hi everybody, it's Tristan here from the EdTech Teacher and welcome to another tutorial video. Today in our video, I'm going to go through and show you a fantastic tool that I like to use myself as a teacher in the classroom, and that is something called Animoto. It's a fantastic video creation tool that you can use yourself, you can use with your colleagues, or you can even get your students to use if you'd like to get some of that creativity sparked and get your students communicating and collaborating with each other in the classroom. So we're going to head over to the Animoto page, and I'm going to show you a little bit about Animoto if you've never heard of it before, and then we're going to get into showing you some of the awesome power and features available with this awesome resource. So I'm going to head over to the Animoto webpage, which is animoto.com. So if you type animoto.com into your Omnibox, otherwise known as your address bar, it'll take you to this fantastic resource. So Animoto is a really easy way for you to make your own videos. It's really simple. It's very much drag and drop. It's very much a very user-friendly interface, which is fantastic. So if you have, minimal technological skills, you can use Animoto to create a fantastic video without any of that additional complexity that some other platforms may provide you. So I'm just going to go through and show you a little bit about Animoto with their homepage to start with, show you their pricing structure. I don't actually use the kind of professional version of Animoto. I do pay for Animoto. I'm on a legacy plan, so I get it very cheap, which is fantastic. So that's why I stick with them, because I have access to that. But there are definitely features that I don't have access to on my plan. But the free plan is definitely worth using, even if you don't want to go out there and pay for Animoto itself. So let's go and have a look at some of the benefits of Animoto and what you could do with this amazing resource. So you can see here that Animoto is kind of designed for business use, but you can definitely use it in your classroom, whether it's communicating with your students, communicating with your community, whether it's communicating with colleagues. There's so many ways that you can use Animoto. So the really great thing about Animoto is it gives you lots of kind of suggestions, and it gives you lots of examples of how you could use Animoto. So you can see here that at the moment, these professional looking videos here are very business-like, but again, it doesn't mean that you can't manipulate these and create something that is just right for your particular need. So you might be creating a social media type of video to communicate with your school or your community. You could go and have a look at some of these examples and go from there. You might be creating a promo video to talk about your school or the achievements or the offerings of your school. Go and have a look at the samples and see what other people have done. It's a really great thing about Animoto is it's got all of those examples there for you to have a look at. So as it says here, it's an easy drop and drag interface. So you simply drop and drag your own photos and video clips into the pre-built templates to create share-worthy videos in minutes. That's how easy it is. It's really, really easy. And in fact, it's so easy. And as I said, I do have that legacy plan with Animoto. I actually use it to create the videos. And this video right now that you're watching will be created using Animoto. So I actually use Animoto to create the videos that go up on the EdTech Teacher YouTube channel. And I can tell you, it's really, really simple. That's why I keep using it, because I like simplicity, and Animoto offers that with that drag and drop feature. They do have some beautiful, versatile video templates that you can go and look at if you want to use something to help you get started, which is always a good feature when you're starting out creating some videos. And you have access to a whole range of stock assets. So there's great images, there's music that you can also access as well. Obviously, if you join up with a professional or a business plan, you get access to more and a greater suite, but there's plenty that you can access for free with the free version of Animoto. It's really easy to get started. You can sign up for free and you can go from there. I'm just going to show you the pricing structures of the other additional packages with Animoto in case you're interested in going and checking those out. So I'm going to click here on the see pricing. Now, just beware that when you do go to see pricing, that we would like to make sure that we're looking at this from an education perspective. So I'm going to scroll right down the bottom here and see just here how it says Animoto for business, photography, real estate, non-profit, education. So I'm going to click on education there because obviously we are educators. So I'm going to go and see all the benefits of using this for free in my classroom. Okay. As I mentioned, you can upgrade. I'm pretty much on a business type plan. So that's why I have access and that's why I pay for mine, but I'm okay with that. So it's really cool for you to go and join up for free with Animoto. So there's a couple of suggestions here about what you could do: create a virtual campus tour, connecting with alumni, or creating a fundraising video. Some really great ideas about how you could use Animoto in your school. So I think what we do now is I am going to go and log in to my training demo account. I'm going to show you how easy it is to create a video. We'll go and create a sample video together. Then I'm going to show you a little later on some of the videos that I have created in my own personal account so that you can see some of the things that I have done with Animoto. And then later on in this video, I'm going to go through 6 awesome ways that I think you could use Animoto in the classroom or within your school. So let's go and log in to Animoto. If you want to go and pause the video now and sign up to your own account, feel free to do that. Otherwise, let's head in and have a look at the Animoto interface after logging in to this awesome resource. All right, so now hopefully if you are following along with me, you've gone up and signed up for Animoto. I've logged into my training account here, and you can see that I'm using the free version because I've got the little free logo up here in the top right-hand corner next to the My Account tab. So the really awesome thing about when you're getting started with Animoto is that there are all of these template recommendations. So as I said, you don't have to go and get started using Animoto from nothing. You can go and look at some of these templates, manipulate them, change them to create something amazing. So there are so many awesome templates that have been created here that you can go through and have a look at. And right here, straight away, look at some of these education ones. Suggested reading lists, great if you're a library teacher, great if you're an English teacher or you're wanting to get your students reading more. Assignment instructions, a public service announcement, something that's probably been huge during the global pandemic in 2020 of COVID-19. You've probably been putting out announcements for your community. Book reports, graduation messages, so many things that you can do with Animoto in the classroom. So go and have a look at the template gallery if you would like to create something and get started with that one of those templates. What we're going to do today is we're going to go up here and we're actually going to start our template from scratch. So we're not going to be using one of these pre-created templates. We're going to go and make our own template using the various features of this amazing program. So I'm going to click on Start from Scratch to get started creating my video using Animoto. Okay, so it's just thinking about it at the moment. We'll get there in a second, but you can see already that there are some recommended colors, fonts, and style combinations that have been created for you to use. So you can go through and have a look at some of these different combinations that you might use in your video. There's some really cool ones here, and most of the features are customizable when you get in there. So if there's a color you don't like, that's okay. You can probably change it in some way or another using one of these fantastic examples of these curated combos. So I think I'm going to go here. Let's go forward thinking. Now we can choose our particular size. So what are we creating the video for? Are we doing something for Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn? Okay, so you can go in there and choose your aspect ratio. So let's do a landscape video here. Now, all we need to do is drag and drop our media. All right, that's how easy it is. So it says here that if you don't have any photos or video clips, you can try the stock library powered by Getty Images, and you can use those stock images there, which is fantastic. All right, so I've just clicked on use those stock images. I'm not going to go through and show you this video, but you can go through and have a look at that if you would like to as well. So I'm going to skip that one. Now, this is our drag and drop platform, which is really, really simple to use. So I'm going to go through it really slowly, different parts of the time, so that you understand what you can do. Now, I'm not saying that I am the utmost world-known expert for using Animoto. I have used it for a while, and basically, I've got into Animoto. I've played around with it. I've tried different things. Some videos are successful, some videos are total failures, but I think it's a program and an asset that you can use where you can just go and have a little bit of fun, and I really encourage you to do that when you're using Animoto. Okay, I'm going to head up first to this little box here next to the Animoto project. So if you want to go back to your projects, and I'll show you my projects and my huge array of projects when I show you my account later on, you can click the Animoto logo just up here in the top left-hand corner. Now, you can also name your video. So let's name this the EdTech Teacher Demo video. So you can name that so you know what the video is about when you get back to your project list. Okay, we've got a couple of other tabs up the top here. We've got our design tab, which we can click on, and it's going to take us back to all of these different designs that we can choose from. We've got some text settings. We've got video settings here. Okay, if we want to change up the way that our video is looking, add some filters and our watermarks. Now, obviously, we're using the free version, all right? So we just need to be aware that uploading your own watermark is going to be one of those additional features that you can pay for as well. So you can go and have a look and change your style if the style that you have selected is not quite the one that you're looking for. We've got the music tab here, so we can add some music to our video if we would like to. There's a whole heap of genres, all kinds of things that you can search for. You can upload your own music here. All right, just be aware, obviously, of making sure that you are adhering to copyright regulations and you're acknowledging any music that you do put up there as well. So just be aware of that. So you can add music to your video, and it's a really fun way to jazz up and make your video a little bit more engaging and interesting. We've got the ratio button here. Remember, it did say that we can go back and change the ratio if it's not quite working for us. So maybe I don't want landscape, maybe I want a vertical video. So I'm going to click on that, and it's changed the look of my slide size here. All right, so the ratio button is really great if you want to go and change your ratio. We have our general undo and redo button, so if you make a mistake, you can go and fix those. We've got our upgrade button if we would like to go and upgrade to the next available plan, which is professional, which gives us a few additional features that might be really useful for you. And we have our export button here that we will go to once we have created a video so that we can export our video. We can share it on our social media platforms. We can share it on YouTube. We can embed it. Basically anything you would like to do with your video, you can do that. Over here on the right-hand side of the page is our media library. So the project button here is if you have any images or video that you would like to include in your video, you can add those here through the project tab. So if you go, and I'll just go to my downloads here because I know that there's lots of videos here from some other videos that I've recently created. So here are my poll everywhere videos that I have recently created. So I could click on one of those, click open, and it will open it up in my media library, which I can then drop and drag into my project. Now, we did see that if we wanted to use some of these stock images, we can click on the stock tab here, and we can go and use some of those stock images. And if we want to have some favorites, we can definitely go and access those. So if there's a particular type of image or logo that you like, we can add that to our favorites. So access your favorite media from any project that you are creating in Animoto. So it looks like there's a lot of features and a lot of parts of Animoto, but they're actually really easy to get a grasp of very quickly. Even if you don't have the most, profound technological skills in the world, I think you could go into Animoto, you could have a go at using it and creating a really fantastic project and video in Animoto. Now, we've got a couple more options just here on our slide. So we can change the layout of our slide, and there's some fantastic different layouts available for you here to choose from. All right, just remember that when you do choose some of them, you've got a little bit of customization, but not generally a huge amount. So just be aware of that. You might need to go and play around with those before you find something that is just right. Now we can change our colors. Okay, we can change our background colors. Now we've only got this beautiful selection of colors here. If we wanted to use a custom color, for example, our school color, we need to go and upgrade to Pro. It's something that I would love to do with the EdTech teacher, but I'm not quite ready to upgrade to Pro just yet. So I'm just going to stick with these colors here. So you generally see me using white or this, very light blue color here, which is reasonably close to the EdTech teacher blue color. So you can change the color background there for any particular purpose that you like of your media. So I'm just going to close that. Let's see if that wants to change the color there. All right, we can add text as well. So we're using this particular theme. So this is the theme and the text that will come up from that. We can change the size here if we want to make it bigger, smaller. All right, we can change the color. All right, again, we've only got those selected options. We can change the accent color. All right, so you can do a few things here as well. So Animoto is quite easy to use and customize, and there's some really great features there with Animoto. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get started, and we're going to go and create a little video together, and I'm going to show you how to use some of these different features before I get in later on. Again, as I mentioned, it's showing you how I've used Animoto in the classroom. So I'm going to clear this, and I'm going to go back, and we're going to start creating a brand new video together if you'd like to follow along with your own account as I move through this. All right, so let's go and have a go at creating a brand new Animoto video. So I've just gone back to my projects page. So I clicked on the Animoto logo, which was in the top left-hand corner of the previous page, just to head back to my home page, my videos page, which is where all the videos that I have created will be able to be accessed. Now, as I mentioned, naming your videos is really important because Animoto, which is one of my kind of gripes at the moment with Animoto. So if anyone's listening from Animoto, can you please work on this because it would make my life so much easier? You can't actually put videos into folders. So the way around that is clicking on the search bar here. So just make sure that you name them something that's going to be easy to find if you need to find them. Now, you'll see that when you look at my personal account in a second, when we go through this, I've got so many videos from my education, days and videos that I've created for students as well as the EdTech teacher. So there's a lot there. So being able to get in and go to the search bar has helped my life so much. But I would love it if they did implement some folders into Animoto just to make it a little bit more easier for me to manage my way through all of the videos that I create. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to go and create a brand new video. I'm going to head up the top here to the teal colored create sign and click on that tab to take me back to my new Animoto creation tool. Okay, remember we can go and use one of these templates, and I think we will use one of these templates. I'm going to go here to this one, education presentation. All right, it's going to give me a little bit of information about this particular tool. It's going to play me an example here. All right, looks pretty cool. Let's choose that template to use. So now this means that I'm going to be able to go in and customize that template for my particular need. All right, so you can see here that it's going to ask us to upload photos and videos again. Look, we can skip this and we can come back and add that through our other mainnet user interface. We don't need to stress about this too much just yet. So here is our template that we have that we can use. So you can see that there are a whole range of various slides, essentially, elements that we can go and customize to create a video here. So let's head into our main slide here. All right, we can change our layout if we would like to go and try something different. Oh, that's interesting there, isn't it? Lots of people having coffee. So we can go and find something that works for us. Obviously, something like this template, we haven't got pictures in all of these different slots, so we'd have to go and add those for it to be effective. So just be aware of other additional elements that you might need to add to your particular slide templates. So let's go and have a look at this. I'm going to go and change the name of this to the EdTech Teacher Sample. Whoa, now it's done a little bit of funny stuff with my slide here. Okay, now that's where we can go to our size and we can start to adjust the size there. Something else that we can also do, all right, we can definitely enter to create a new line if we would like to kind of divide that text up a little bit more as well. So we can change the size of the font there, okay? I can change my color, all right? I can change my accent color, okay? Oh, that's not the best. I'm not saying that, this is going to be the most visually appealing right now. It's just a demo, but it's really easy for you to go and manipulate. Now, you can customize some elements. We can move the text here if we would like to, all right? We can't do a great deal with moving the image, but we can scale the image as well, okay? So we can make it much bigger if we want to emphasize on, say, this lovely person drinking her coffee, all right? We can trim the clip. We're not actually using a clip at the moment, so that doesn't really apply. We can rotate here. Oh, there we go. That's some fun there. So you can definitely do a whole range of things using these very basic tools. Now, you can play this block to see what it would look like. Cool. I'm happy with that. And we can see that this block will go for 4 seconds, okay? So it will go and last for 4 seconds. Okay, let's move on to, say, the next block. Let's say this video, this particular media element is not working for me. So I'm going to delete that. I'm going to head over to my stock library here, and I'm going to type in, let's go technology. And let's see what this brings up technology-wise. So it's just thinking there. We can look at the media. We can choose all types of media, just photos, illustrations, or videos. And we can look at our ratio. Now, some of these here obviously have this little symbol to indicate that it is an Animoto professional image. So we can't use any of those. I don't know how much luck we're going to be in. I don't know if we're going to have any luck here. Let's maybe try an illustration. If we can't find anything, that's all right. We'll go and find something in my downloads folder. All right, so all of those look like they're from the professional, and I don't have the professional account, so I don't have access to those. But I'm going to go and I'm going to grab my EdTech Teacher podcast logo instead. Let's use that because that's nice and accessible for me. So just be aware that if you do need to use media in your presentations, if you've got video, if you've got other images or illustrations, have them saved somewhere nice and easy for you to access so that you can use those. So literally all we do now is we grab our media and we drag it into our presentation. All right, so I've pulled my image in now and I've added that to my slide, but I'm not quite happy with how it's appearing. So what I'm going to do is click on that image and I'm going to go and scale it. So just be aware that when you do scale images like this, okay, whatever your background here is, you know, it's going to be what appears. Now, as I mentioned, there are some customizable features of Animoto, but it's not something that is going to create sophisticated videos that are high quality, all right? It's something that you can use to create very simple videos for your students, your colleagues, your community, or even get your students to use. So you can see here that my logo is covered a little bit. So maybe I want to get rid of this text. So I can go down here and get rid of that text. Now you can see that I can't move this particular image around the slide. Okay, if I wanted to change that, I might have to go back to my layout and then find something that is a little bit more suitable. Like this one looks pretty cool. I like that one. So I'm going to put that one in just there. Now, again, I can go and play it. We've got this little timer down here. So this will allow you to keep that particular slide on for, you know, a shorter amount of time or a longer amount of time. So if you've got some text that people need to read, you might increase the length of that particular frame so that they can read it, because we don't want them, you know, rushing through and not being able to comprehend and understand the information. So you can move through and create your video. We can very easily delete frames if we don't want those, okay? It's very easy to add new frames. We just head down here to the plus symbol and add our block. So we've got a whole range of options here for our media. We've got just media layouts. So these are looking at just images or videos. We may just want to use some text. All right, so there's some text options. So there's main titles, a title and subtitle, a call to action, a customer testimonial, or a quote and source, which is really great if you're doing something like a book review or some kind of historical analysis where you need quotes there. We also have a combination of media and text layouts, which is really cool. So there's a couple of options there. And we have these burst options. So we can capture attention by showing a quick sequence of photos. So you can go and have a look at those. We can also start or end your video with your branding, all right, with some different variations of video options available for you there. So you might have a school logo that you'd like to use. You can use that at the beginning or ending of your video, which is a fantastic way to get your brand or your school name out there. So it's really easy to customize the various features of your video. So you can see down here, just above the blue play button, if we want to go and have a look at our video. At the moment, our video is 14 seconds. Not a great video, but it's not too bad for a demo video. If we want to go and have a preview of our video before we go and export it, we just click on the play video. All right, it does take about 15 seconds to render, so don't stress if it takes a little while for it to get started before it starts playing. And just remember that this rendering is not necessarily the clearest, all right? It's just a demo to show you what your video will look like. So let's just see, here we go. We've got some music there. All right, fantastic. I'm happy with that. I'm going to go and close my preview. Now, if you're not happy with your music, for example, you can go up here and you can change your music at any time. Again, we can change our design at any time. So let's say I want to go to this one here, strong contrast, and it's going to update my template there. All right. So just be aware that, for example, it's changed my scaling of my logo here. So there's some things that I might need to go back in and adjust a little bit to make it perfect for my particular needs. So I've gone through and I've created my video. I've done everything that I want to do to it. What I'm going to do now is export my video. So I'm going to head up the top here to the top right-hand corner to the export button and click on that. So it's going to render again for me, and just be aware it will start auto playing. So if you're doing something late at night or at school, maybe have your volume switched off, because it will start playing and it might be very loud, especially if you've got music in there. So there's a couple of ways that we can share our amazing video. We can download it, we can share it, or we can copy our link here. So let's go we'll do share first. So maybe we're going to share it with our various social media pages. We can share it with our YouTube account if you have a personal account or a school account. Instagram, Twitter, we can email it, or we can embed it into a website, for example. I just clicked on the view more option down the bottom here to have a look at what else we can do. Pinterest, WordPress, Tumblr, Blogger, Vimeo. All right. There are all of these different places that we can share our video if you would like to go and share it. All right. I'm just going to go back to this page now, which is where we go once we have decided how we're going to share it. Okay. We can download it, and we can download it in the default quality of 720p, okay? We can't do high definition because we don't have that professional account, so, just be aware of that. Now, it does actually render it in a variety of different resolutions, so if 720p is too much, there are some other options there available for you as well. Now, you can go down here and if you are getting people to view your video through the Animoto website, you can go and edit your title, your description, the date it was created, who produced it, etc. as well. There are some settings here that you can go and adjust your default playback, okay, depending on your ability to stream videos, you can go and adjust your playback there. All right, so some really simple options for you to use when you are ready to download your video. So when you download it, it will take you a little bit of time. It'll just go straight to your download folder where you can then go and access your video. It's really easy. It's really simple, okay? I haven't found it difficult at all. Yes, I've been using it for a little while, but I think if you're new to video creation, if you're ready to teach your students how to create a video, you can do it quite easily with Animoto. There's not much that you can break or you can do wrong, and you can always go back, you can always start again and continue creating some amazing videos using the power of this awesome resource. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to head over to my personal Animoto account and show you some of the videos that I've created and some videos from the very early versions of Animoto. It definitely evolved and has evolved over time, and the version that I am using now, I think, is one of their best so far. So let's go and have a look at my personal account. So you can see that I'm not just talking to you about this program and saying, go out there and try it. I'm actually a user of Animoto, and I want you to show, and I want to show you, and I want you to see some of the things that I've done with this fantastic resource. So let me go and log into my account, and I'll show you some of my Animoto projects. All right, so if I've totally confused you about how to use Animoto, I just really want to reiterate, it's really simple, drag and drop, go and play around, customize with the features available through the free account. So I do apologize if, I sound a bit chaotic when I am creating and trying to show you all the features. I don't want to keep you here for hours showing you everything very intricately. I just want to give you a bit of inspiration to go and create and play around with this resource. So right now I'm in my personal Animoto account, and as I said, I am on a legacy account, so there are a couple of features that I have access to which you don't necessarily get through a free account, but there are also features that I don't have access to because I am not on a professional account. So I'm using my Animoto account kind of for my school-based work and for my EdTech teacher work here. So straight away here, you can see some of the videos that I've created for the EdTech teacher. Some of these are now on my YouTube channel. Some of these are coming soon. All right, so all of the videos that I've created here aren't necessarily publicly available. They might be in the works, getting ready to be prepared and filmed at some stage when I have the time. So you can go through and see there's all kinds of projects here that I have created. My 12 tech tips of summer 2020. I've got a heap there. So I've been able to go and kind of set up my projects and go back to them at a later date. Now, as I was mentioning previously, you don't have the ability to put your videos into folders. So you can see here that I have so many videos. And that's why it's really important that you go and have a look at the naming conventions of your videos really carefully so that you can find them again, because I have so many, so many, going back to my very early days of using Animoto here. And I think that was 2013. So 7 years I've been using Animoto for. So that's 7 years of videos that I, have to scroll through if I'm looking for something in particular. So just think about your naming conventions so that you can go up here to your search bar and you can find a video really easily. So if I type in 6, it's going to bring up my 6 awesome features of videos or anything that's got the word 6 in it. Okay, the really cool thing about going through your project page is you can go back and edit any of your videos at any time, all right, by just hovering over and editing those. You can duplicate videos or copy them, which I think is fantastic. So if you are creating a particular template that you would like to use, so I've just started using a bit of a new style in my videos. So rather than me creating them all from fresh, I just go and copy them so that I have that particular template created, and then I go and adjust it for my particular needs. So that's a really awesome feature of Animoto that you can use there. Again, we've got all the options. We can export, we can play, we can download, we can do all of those things from our video page here. So let me scroll down a little bit and show you some projects that I have created. I like to use Animoto to hook the students in and engage them in my class. And I like to sometimes create kind of a topic introduction video. So when we start a new unit, and I'm an English teacher in a high school over here in Australia, I try to kind of come up with a video to create for my students. So these ones down here, which are some of those examples, Romeo and Juliet here, are using the memories option of Animoto, which is one of the earlier editions and ways that you could create videos with Animoto. So if we go here and have a look at this, I've created just a minute 18 video that shows us a little bit about Romeo and Juliet and introducing us to Romeo and Juliet, the characters, the plots, the settings, etc. All right, so a nice simple video there that I could show the students at the beginning of the unit to get them engaged, to get them interested. So that's one way that I like to do that. I've also done things like looking at grammar, similes and metaphors here. Okay, so I'm obviously teaching similes and metaphors, so I'm going through and engaging the students with a video here. All right, looking at that particular concept. So defining it, providing examples, engaging students through the power of videos. Camera shots, camera angles. All right, there's so many different ways that you can use Animoto in your classroom to engage your students. So it is a really powerful tool that I think everybody should get involved with. Go and have a look. Sign up for that free account. Go and see what you can do with this awesome resource in your classroom. All right, I'm just going to show you this one here, which is a book trailer, which was an activity that we completed with our Year 10 students for an English assessment task. They were required to create a book trailer, which is a really big industry now if you haven't seen one. So I always believe that if I'm going to get the students to do something, I need to model it for them. So I created this book trailer here, looking at the novel Raw by Scott Monk, who is an Australian author, so that I could show the students what I was expecting them to do. Now, my class knew Raw because we had read it earlier in the year, and I was trying to get those elements of engagement, trying to make the video appealing so that, I could demonstrate and model to the students what I was expecting from them. All right, there you go. Nice and simple, but a really great way to show the students what you would like them to do in class. So go and have a look at Animoto and see what you can do with this awesome resource. I highly recommend it, and I recommend it for teachers, for school staff, even for your students and your community to access and use. It's a fantastic resource that is going to create some really engaging audio-visual videos for everybody. So that is how I've used Animoto in the classroom. What I'm going to just quickly go and show you is I'm going to head back to the EdTech Teacher website and go to one of my ebooks so that I can show you 6 awesome ways that I think you could use Animoto in the classroom, either as yourself as a teacher or with your students. Now, I've already mentioned some of these, so let's go back and have a look at that. So I'm going to head to the EdTech Teacher website, the edtechteacher.net, and head to my ebooks tab, which I can access from the top of my page. Or if I scroll down, I can click on the EdTech Teacher ebooks logo here, and it will take me to my ebooks page. All right, now, as I mentioned, I'm a big believer in showing the use of the apps or the resources that I use. So I've actually created my ebooks using Book Creator, which I think is another fantastic tool. So I'm going to head to my Book Creator app, which is this one here, the 6 awesome ways to use. Let's go to Book Creator. And let's go and have a look at 6 awesome ways that we could use Animoto in our classroom. So I'm just going to head in here. I'm going to go to my contents page. I'm going to go to page 8 here, which is the 6 awesome ways to use Animoto. I'm going to click on that, and it's going to take me to this infographic that I have created. Now, you can also click on this infographic if you would like to download it, if you'd like to share it around, feel free. I would love people to see these fantastic resources that I've created for you. So here are just 6 awesome ways that you could use Animoto in your classroom or for professional development. Okay, number 1, creating engaging videos to explain new concepts or terms with your classes. Yes, so use that video for the beginning of a new unit, introducing a new concept, even going through a new idea. It's a really great way to introduce these concepts in an engaging way with your students or your colleagues. A fantastic way to use Animoto. The second one here, creating a promotional video to highlight the achievements of your school, faculty, or department. Share what you've done great over the year, the term, the semester. Show your community, okay? We do great things, and I think sometimes those great things that we do aren't necessarily out there and shown. I've done this for my school. I've done it for Book Week here in Australia. I've done it for Year 12 celebration days. I've done it as end of year videos to show the awesome things that we've done within our school over the past year. So you could use Animoto for that. All right, the third awesome way that you could use Animoto. Why don't you have students create tutorial videos that they could present to their peers about topics that you've studied in class? How cool is that? A really simple, easy, engaging way to create some tutorial videos from the perspective of your students. So you don't have to be the person doing all of the work. All right, number 4, allowing your students to demonstrate their knowledge of a text by creating a book or film trailer. So I've just showed you a film trailer that I created. What a great way, get the students thinking about design, getting the students thinking about that engagement, okay, that persuasion to make somebody want to go and watch something or do something. You can do that with Animoto. All right, number 5 down here, creating video stories to reflect on excursion, camps, achievements. I've done this. I was a Year 12 year advisor, and I created a lot of videos to highlight excursions and achievements of my students in my year group. What a great way to do that by using Animoto. So going and taking those photos, putting in some awesome music, some awesome titles, and creating that video story. And the last awesome way that I think you could use Animoto is to create a video to explore new vocab. So students could then watch and rewatch the video to help them master that new vocabulary. So if you've got very subject-specific terms and vocab, go in there, put it in a nice video, some music to engage them so that they can go back and rewatch and develop that vocab and master that vocab in a really simple, really easy way. So there's really some amazing ways that you could use Animoto, and there's just 6 awesome ways that I think you could use it. As I've said, you can use it with your students, you can use it yourself, you can use it with your colleagues, and you can use it to communicate with your school community. Animoto is fantastic, and I highly recommend it. As I've mentioned, the free version is ample, but if you want to go in there and use that professional version to up the ante a little bit, go for it. I don't say no to it, but I'm going to leave that judgment up to you. Well, I think that brings us to the end of this tutorial video looking at Animoto. It's a really great resource. I don't know whether I've said that enough yet in this particular video, but go out there, sign up, play around, see what you can create. You can't do anything wrong, but go out there and have some fun. It's a really easy to use resource, drop and drag, very simple, which is what some teachers like, and definitely very accessible for students. Well, thank you so much for sticking with me and watching this video from the EdTech Teacher. My name is Tristan, and I am the creator of the EdTech Teacher, and I'm so thankful that you have stuck with me and made it through to the end of today's video. I would love it if you stick around for a few more seconds, and there's a little message about subscribing to my YouTube channel, which I would absolutely love if you did that if you haven't done so already. Well, once again, thank you very much for sticking with us. I hope you join me again very soon for some more tutorial videos from the EdTech Teacher. But until then, stay safe, everyone. Thank you so much for watching this video from the EdTech Teacher. If you liked this video, make sure you give it a big thumbs up so that you can tell other people just how amazing the videos and tutorials are from the EdTech Teacher. And if you haven't done so already, we would love it if you would head over here and click the red subscribe button to subscribe to our channel. And don't forget that once you've subscribed to our channel, to click the notification bell so that you are notified when new videos are added to our channel. We are so grateful that you've taken the time to watch one of our videos, and we hope you come back very soon. Thanks very much from the EdTech Teacher.